Okay, good afternoon everyone. Today we are moving towards the point that is the baseband transmission. Okay, before that baseband transmission, we know the what is the actual history of the communication system. Actual the communication system, the first invention that is the Morse, the scientist named Morse that invented telegraph in 1844. Same after the it will be again invented the Bell company in 1876, that was the telephone, and after that radio waves from 1887, that is the invented by Herd. After the Marconi it will be invented 1895, the wireless telegraph. That is the some inventions. Nowadays there are different types of invention in communication system. Now we already know about that the schematic of communication system. There is a requirement of input transmitter. In centrally we require the some channel medium. In that channel medium there is another one input, that is the noise, that is the unwanted signal, some distortions, and that signal will be given to the receiver, and then we taken the output, that is the we are calling output transducer. Okay, actual baseband transmission. What is the baseband transmission? The baseband transmission is nothing but the information or the input signal to a communication system. It can be analog, that is sound, picture, or any computer data, and that will be equivalent, that is the electrical equivalent of the some original information, that is also called as baseband signal. Here we already mentioned that the electrical equivalent of signal of information, that is the known as the baseband signal, and it will be effective only for the some wire communication, not a wireless communication. Means it having the very low frequency. Also examples are given. In some years ago we are using the some telephones, landline telephones, that telephone network, but it is the very disadvantage because it having the long communications as well as data communication in some computer networks through coaxial cable. What are the limitations of baseband transmission? Actual baseband signal having very small frequency. That frequency range is given, that is the 20 Hz. That will be mentioned here, 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz. But it having the no any large channel accommodation because the frequency is already very low. And due to small frequency range, the baseband signal it will be cannot travel the long distance in free space or air. Already you know, day by day there is a research in telecommunication. Already we are using the different types of Android phones also, and this frequency range it will be cannot travel for the free space or air. Already we learn about the simplex, full duplex, that is the examples of the long communication and small distance communication. Here also mentioned, after a travel of short distance signal gets suppressed. Means it will be getting the suppressions, means it will be something delay, and then it will be decrease the frequencies, and it will be gets the different types of noise and distortions. So here is the not used for the radio communication. Day by day you are using the different types of application, that is the TV broadcasting, radio communications, wireless communications, and that will be not suit here this frequency range, that is the 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Okay, this is the basic limitations for the baseband transmission. For that recovering purpose, baseband transmission purpose, we know there are different types of techniques, that is the modulation technique. What is the actual modulation technique? The modulation is the process for two signals, that is the called as modulating signal and the carrier signal. Here also mentioned, the modulation is the process of superimposing the low frequency. That modulating signal, it having the very low frequency information signal. Hence, for the increasing the signal, we are adding the high frequency carrier signal. Hence, we are given the definition, that is the modulation process, it having the two signals are used as well as, namely, that is the modulating signal as well as carrier signal. And this is the main technique to overcome the previous, that is the baseband transmission. There are different types of limitation because the frequency range is very low, 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz, and that frequency range we have to increase, then and then we will get the different types of application. That applications now only we are using in our daily life, that is the satellite communication, TV broadcasting, radio communication, mobile communication, and that techniques are very important to recover the limitations, recover the drawbacks, and to go ahead. Then we will move towards the what is the actual need of modulation. The need of modulation, there are several advantages, that is the reduction in height of antenna. You have to avoid the mixing of signals, increase the range of communications, multiplexing is possible. In that multiplexing there are different types, we'll go the details also, no problem. The next one, improve the quality of reception. Now we see that in detail why the need of the modulation and how it will be overcome all the disadvantages by using the reduction of antennas and avoiding the mixing signals, increasing the range of communication. In that case, we'll get the different types of distortions, and that distortions, how it will be removed. Then multiplexing, there is also different types of multiplexing, that is the frequency division multiplexing, time division multiplexing, and that multiplexing, using of that will be improve the signal strength, and then improve the quality of reception. Means when you are transmitting the any signal and when you are receiving the signal, in between the unwanted signal will be adding with each other, and then how it is removed. For that purpose we require the different types of amplifiers, that is some linear amplifiers, power amplifiers, some class A, class B, class C amplifiers, and by using of that amplifiers we improve the quality of reception, because when the taking of the signal from the transmitter, in that time the signal will be very weak, and in the modulation definition already we told that there is the two way of signal, that is the modulating signal with adding with carrier signal, and then it will be improve the quality of reception. The in a reduction in height of antenna for transmission of some radio signals, the antenna height must be multiple of wavelength, and that wavelength is the definition, that is the c by f, that is the c is nothing but velocity of light, and f, that is the frequency of signal to be transmitted, and the minimum antenna height it will be required to transmit baseband signal, that is 1 megahertz, and then it will be gets the antenna height up to the 75 meters, and that antenna height 75 meters, it can be easily installed practically, and thus the modulation reduces the height of the antenna. This is the first advantage, because when you increase the, as well as taken the frequency higher level, then antenna height will be goes to the increase, then it will be very impossible to install. Hence, when you overcome the first advantage, in that case you have to take the visible frequency to the reduce the height of antenna, then and then it will be possible to install. Then next one, this is the important, that is the avoidance of mixing of signals. Already we seen the limitation of baseband transmission. Here in the baseband sound signals are transmitted without using the modulation, and by more than one transmitter, and then all the transmitted signal by multiple transmitters, and the frequency range, that is the for the using of the mixing of signal, that is the 0 to 20 kilohertz. Hence the signal from different stations get mixed, and receiver cannot separate them from each other. Hence, before the receiving purpose, before channel medium and transmitter in between, you have to avoid the mixing of signal. Then it will be gets the separation of each signal to the receiver. Then increase the range of communication. The increasing the range of communication, here we require the frequency of baseband signal is low, and the low frequency signal cannot travel a long distance. Hence they will be attenuated, that is the we are calling suppressing. Hence we have to reduce the attenuation and increase the frequency in transmitted signal, then it will be travel longer distance. I think you clear that. Then multiplexing become possible. In this process there is two or more signals can be transmitted over the same communications, and this is possible only with the modulation, and that multiplexing allows the same channel, and it will be used in the many signals. So many TV channels can use the same frequency without getting mixed with each other. And that is the last one, improve the quality of reception, and this will be important as compared to reduction, avoids the mixing signal, increase the range of communication and multiplexing. Here with frequency modulation, that is the FM, and the digital communication technique like that PCM, pulse code modulation, the effect of noise is reduced. That is, noise means unwanted signals. That noise will be reduced and it will be gets the great signal, and it will be improve the quality of receiver side. And this is the basic need of modulation. In multiplexing purpose, there are different types of methods also. That is the frequency division multiplexing, time division multiplexing, and code division multiplexing. This is the actual types of modulation. That is the AM, FM, and PM. There is the definition as well as the waveform of that AM, FM, and PM. That AM, it will be knows the amplitude modulation. FM, it will be knows the frequency modulation, and PM, it is known as the phase modulation. What is the definition of amplitude modulation? That definition will be gets, and then will be check the waveform. The amplitude modulation is a technique of modulation in which amplitude of carrier varies in accordance with amplitude of modulated. Here, as per the definition of modulation, the two signals, the modulating signal and carrier signal, it will be adding with each other, and that signal will be generated. Here we given here EC plus EM, that is the carrier signal, that is the EC, that is the amplitude of carrier, and EM, that is the amplitude of modulating signal, and that will be adding with each other, and we'll get this signal, and that signal we also known as the envelope signal. And this frequency range as compared to FM and PM is the very low, because that modulating frequency signal and carrier signal, it will be adding with each other and will be gets the envelope signal. Then will we go to the frequency modulation. The frequency modulation is a technique, that is the AM, FM, and PM, that is all the modulation techniques. Here the carrier frequency of carrier varies in accordance with amplitude of modulating signal. What is the difference between FM and AM? Here, whatever the modulating signal, providing the modulating signal in accordance with carrier signal will be varies, and then the amplitude and phase will be maintained constant. I will repeat again. In AM, here both the signals, modulating signal and carrier signal, it adding each other and will be gets this signal. But in FM, the carrier of frequency is varies in accordance with modulating signal. Means whatever the providing the modulating signal, it will be checked and then it will be varies the frequency of carrier. You check the waveform, that is the EC, it is the amplitude of carrier. Initially it will be constant waves. After that, here I think all of you getting the my cursor. Here will get the some distance between the waves, that will be increase the frequency range, that is the high frequency range. After that it will be gets again in stable position, and after that it will be again gets the some frequency modulation. That is the actual difference between amplitude and frequency modulation. Now third one, that is the PM, that is the phase modulation. It is also one technique of modulation. It will be said that the phase of carrier varies in accordance with amplitude of modulating signal. Check the FM and PM. Here is the phase of carrier and here frequency of carrier. In the word itself says that FM and PM. Here the frequency varies, here the phase of carrier varies in accordance with modulating signal. Here in PM, amplitude and frequency will be constant, and in FM, that amplitude and phase will be constant. That is the major difference between FM and PM. Okay, we'll go ahead in detail. That is the amplitude modulation. Anyone? Amplitude modulation. What is the amplitude modulation? Anyone from you in what is the amplitude modulation? Okay. In screen itself given the definition. The amplitude modulation with full carrier. This is also called as AMFC. Amplitude modulation with full carrier, because here adding the signal EC plus EM, that is the amplitude of carrier and amplitude of modulating signal. Hence we are calling also the name of that amplitude modulation AMFC, that is the amplitude modulation full carrier. And that AMFC is the process of changing the amplitude of high frequency. Changing the amplitude of high frequency, and that will be sinusoidal carrier signal. See the here also the technique modulation in which instantaneous amplitude of carrier signal varies in accordance with amplitude of modulating signal, while frequency and phase of carrier remains constant. We'll see the in figure also. Check the figure. This is the our modulating signal. It is the electrical equivalent information. The information it will be present, but the frequency is the very low. That is the EM. It will be notifies, that is the amplitude of modulating signal. The frequency is very low, hence we adding the carrier signal. Here we mentioned that is the high frequency signal. That EC, it is the nothing but amplitude of carrier signal, and the modulating signal and carrier signal, when you adding with each other, here we getting the EC plus EM, that is the amplitude of carrier plus amplitude of modulating signal, and when you adding with each other we get the this signal, that modulating signal with carrier signal. That is also we are calling the envelope signal, as well as we are calling amplitude modulated signal. And that signal it will be getting in the envelope manner. The highest peak point, that is the we are calling V max, and minimum, see the here in central axis, these also V minimum. Here also we starting the another one cycle, hence we are calling that is the V minimum. Okay, is it clear? Now, what is the requirement parameters for the amplitude modulation? The first parameter required, that is the modulation index. What is the modulation index in AM wave? The modulation index, that is the noted as a small m, it is a ratio of amplitudes of modulating signal to the carrier signal. Here mention modulating signal amplitude upon carrier signal amplitude. That modulating signal amplitude already we seen in the waveform also. That is the modulating signal EM and that EC. That is the EM and EC. That is the definition. The formula will be gets M equal to EM by EC. After the modulation index, you require to find out the percentage of modulation. Hence we taken the percentage of M. Hence we are taken the percentage modulation. Hence it will be multiplied into 100. We will get the percentage modulation. And note that it is the M is the dimensionless quantity. That is the M. It will be dimensionless quantity. Also, the modulation index already we seen in previous waveform. Here the maximum Vmax minus V minimum upon Vmax plus V minimum. That is also one formula of modulation index that noted here. That is the M equal to Vmax minus V minimum upon Vmax plus V minimum. This is the major parameters for the requirement of. Already we seen the different types of advantages. To overcome purpose we require that different types of parameters. That is just different types of effects of modulation index. When the modulation index is equal to 1 less than 1, when you increase or decrease the modulation index, the waveform will be gets the different changes. When less than 1 will be gets the different, also we are calling the under modulation. When M equal to 1 means modulating signal is equal to carrier signal, then it will be gets the 100% modulation index, because it will be gets the envelope signal. Here is the we getting the V minimum, that signal will be maximum signal. That is the fully, we are calling fully modulated. And here modulation M is equal to 1, that is the M is greater than 1. In that case there is the some clipping distortion, means in that case V minimum it will be goes to the 0 point, and when M equal to 0, in that case modulation index is 0, only carrier signal will be shown here, because we getting the M equal to 0. That is the different also we are calling in frequency overview, that is the called as one type of frequency spectrums. We go to the frequency spectrum. What is the frequency spectrum? The frequency spectrum, it is an AM wave in frequency domain, is also known as the frequency spectrum. And what is the frequency spectrum? It will be depends on the different types of bands, that is the lower side band and upper side band, and it will be denoted in graphically, that is the amplitude versus frequency. Here we given in detail frequency spectrum, that AM wave, that will be tell us about the number of side bands present in AM wave with corresponding amplitudes, that is the related to the spectrum purpose, and that is the required expression for the amplitude modulation. That is the amplitude modulation equation. That is the EC is nothing but amplitude carrier amplitude plus EM sin omega t, means it is the basic information signal. Starting of the signal, that is the modulating signal, amplitude modulating signal, that is the sin omega t and sin omega ct. After the simplification, we will get, when taken the EC will be outside, then will be gets the 1 plus EM upon EC, that is the sin omega mt sin omega ct. After, by already we seen the parameters, that modulation index and percentage modulation, that is the formula M equal to EM upon EC, that is the modulation index, and that M will be putting here in the equation, will get the equation EC 1 plus, that is the M sin omega mt and sin omega ct. Again we simplify them and multiply the sin omega ct and EC in the bracket for the whole term. We'll get EC sin omega ct, the first one, because here is the one. After that M EC sin omega mt, we'll get simplify equation, and when you're getting that simplified equation using the some trigonometry identity, that is the we are calling product of two sine waves, that formula will be given here. Sin A into sin B is equal to cos A minus B upon 2 minus cos A plus B upon 2. And by substituting this identity into this equation, we will get equation of amplitude modulation, that is the EC sin omega ct, that is the related to carrier, M EC2, that is the cos, because cos A minus B here given, hence cos omega C minus cos omega mt, that is the related to upper side band, and M EC2 cos omega cm t, that is the related to lower side band. And this is the frequency spectrum. M EC by 2 here taken, that is the amplitude of lower side band, and upper side band also same amplitude, that is the M EC by 2, and carrier signal is the here, and in between LSB and USB, the LSB to USB, the whatever the distance, that will be, we are calling the bandwidth. In the equation, the first term, that is the unmodulated, not modulated, that is the unmodulated carrier signal. The FC minus FM, that is the called as an lower side band. In the equation, we taken the omega C minus omega M. Here we given what is the, it is the equal to 2 pi FC, and that is the spectrum of AM modulation, and this is the bandwidth. How it will be calculate the bandwidth? It will be defined as the frequency range from upper side band to lower side band. The bandwidth equal to, that is the frequency of upper side band minus frequency of lower side band. The what is the frequency of upper side band? The upper side band frequency is the FC plus FM, and lower side band frequency is the FC minus FM, already shown in figure in frequency spectrum. Then it will be simplified the FC plus FM, that minus it will be get plus, hence minus FC plus FM, hence FC will be get cancelled, and it will be remain FM, that is the 2 FM, and this, that is the required bandwidth for the AM signal, and that bandwidth is a twice the modulating signal frequency. Now the major part, that is the after modulation technique, we see in the amplitude modulation the different parameters of amplitude modulation. Then what is the actual, in bandwidth also we taken the upper sideband, lower sideband. Then what is the concept of that sidebands? And there is the different types of amplitude modulation, that is the DSB-FC, DSB-ESC, SSB and VSB. There is another one type, that is the ISB. That DSB FC means that is the double sideband full carrier. It correlated with amplitude modulation. DSB-SC, that is the double sideband SC means suppressed carrier. Here we'll see the in diagram also. First one, DSB-FC, already I was told that it will be related to amplitude modulation. It also called as the AMFC. Previously I have told that amplitude modulation full carrier. Also it having the name, that is the double sideband full carrier system, that is the DSB-FC. But this is not only one type of AM. There are different types of AM also, that is the DSB-SC. But in DSB-FC, that is correlated with AM, that is we also called it the conventional AM, but it having the different types of disadvantages also. That is the power wastage in DSB-FC. Also carrier does not contain any information in double sideband full carrier. Here the AM needs a large bandwidth, the bandwidth will be low. Also in AM wave will be gets affected due to noise. That is the three disadvantages. Otherwise we are calling it is an conventional AM. Now DSB-SC, that is the double sideband suppressed carrier, also we are calling double sideband, or it is also called as AMSC, that is the amplitude modulation suppressed carrier. But here only the carrier component is suppressed, then the remaining signal. Okay, clear? In double sideband what happen, only carrier signal will be suppressed, not a modulated signal. And here the frequency spectrum is given here, that is the here one carrier signal that will be not here because that is the suppressed carrier. Previously we seen the one frequency spectrum here, that is the carrier signal, but in double sideband SC suppressed carrier, that carrier signal will be suppressed, hence it will be not present here. Remaining the amplitude of LSB, that is the MEC by 2, and upper sideband, that is the amplitude MEC by 2. In between that LSB and USB, the distance, whatever the distance, that will be noted as a bandwidth. It will be will gets the FC will be gets cancelled, and that bandwidth will be 2FM. And the major points in the suppressed carrier, the spectrum of signal, DSB signal, it contains only two sidebands, but the carrier is not present because it will be suppressed. Hence, it will be power saving does take place. That is the already one disadvantage of DSB-FC. Also, in the DSB-SC, the bandwidth of DSB signal is same as that of the DSB-FC, means previous whatever the signal of full carrier and this was signal, the bandwidth will be same. But DSB-SC system is equally bad when it comes to the bandwidth requirement as an concern. And how will you differentiate between DSB-FC and DSB-SC? In time domain, there is the two types, that is the time domain and frequency domain. In time domain, the DSB-FC signal, that is the M, that is the modulation index, is the 100%. But in suppressor carrier, it exactly not the same, but it will be decreasing. Another one difference between FC and SC, that is the full carrier and suppressed carrier. The time domain display of DSB-FC, the carrier undergoes, that is the 180-degree phase shift. Then it will be very critical to identify the DSB-SC signal, because when you are adding the phase shift, then it is very critical to find out this signal. Now SSB signal, that is the single sideband signal. Here both the sideband in AM at DSB-SC having some identical information also, but here transmit only one sideband, single sideband. By the name itself given single sideband, it will be transmit only one sideband, either USB or LSB, that is the upper sideband or lower sideband, without any loss of information. That is the important thing. It will be no loss in the information, but it will be transmit only one sideband at a time, and it will be possible to suppress the carrier in one sideband. Here another one possibility, it will be suppress the whatever the sideband will be continuously, that will be suppressed, but it will be travel only one side. Also, when only one sideband is transmitted, the modulation is referred to as a single sideband. It is also called as SSB, or it is also when you suppressing the sideband, then we are calling suppressed carrier, that is the single sideband suppressed carrier, that is the SSB-SC. That is the major observations. Now this is the representation of AM wave in time domain and in frequency domain. It will be represented in two ways, that is in time domain as well as in frequency domain. In time domain, check this is the modulating signal and carrier signal will be adding with each other as per the definition. We will get this information signal. This one, that is the V minimum, and that signal, that is the V maximum signal. Means this signal, that is the V max signal, means it will be adding the signal of modulating plus carrier. Okay. And this is the above axis, and below axis it will be goes in the minus, that is the EC plus EM. It will be represented in time domain, and frequency domain it will be use it as well as it will be shown in graphical representation. That is the in central, that is the FC carrier's frequency. Here is the lower sideband, here is the upper sideband. The amplitude as per the expression we seen, this is the amplitude, that is the M EC by 2 and M EC by 2. The amplitude of upper sideband and lower sideband is the same. Here is the FC minus FM and FC minus. Using of that FC plus FM and FC minus FM, we finding this in between the LSB and USB. We finding the bandwidth. In this graph code, it will be represent amplitude versus frequency. Then previously we seen the some disadvantages in DSB-FC in conventional AM. There is one disadvantage: the power loss will be takes place in DSB-FC as compared to AM conventional AM. What is the actual relation of power in AM wave? The actual formula of total power, that is denoted as an PT. That PT is equal to carrier power plus power in upper sideband plus power in lower sideband. That is the carrier power, that is the PC. Power in USB, that is the PUSB and PLSB. That is the E square carrier, E square USB and E square. That is the RMS formula, that is the root mean square values of the carrier sideband amplitudes. That is the RMS values. Now what is the R? That is the R, it is the resistance of the antenna. And that antenna, it having the total power dissipated. Hence that R will be taken here. Then what is the formula of that PC? That is the as compared to RMS value, E square carrier upon R. When you taken the root square, that is the EC upon root 2 bracket square upon R. Then we will get the carrier power, that is the PC equal to EC square upon 2R. Okay, this is the power relations parameters. For the sideband purpose, there is the upper sideband and lower sideband, the amplitude is the same. Hence, that is the root square, that is the M square, EC square, that is the 2 square, that is the 4, and root 2, that is the 2, hence 8R, that is the M square EC square upon 8R. Then it will be simplified, that is M square upon 4 into EC square upon 2R. Then previously we seen the PC is the equal to EC square upon 2R, and that will be put here. We will get the EC square upon 2R equal to PC. Then PSB equal to PLSB is equal to M square upon 4 into PC. That is the actual powers of sideband. Any doubt related to that?